We are inside the George Swearengen building in Dunbar. Building that needs serious work, but is very historical. It was built in 1901, and we're on almost the top floor. Several apartments in here. It's kind of dark, but the place has a lot of character. Just needs a lot of work. I'm going to walk down the various stairs here and just kind of check everything out. Then I'll go outside. The ceilings are coming in a little bit. The building itself is sound. The masonry and everything is beautiful on the outside. The upstairs rooms were apartments, and as I say, there's a lot of rooms here that could be converted into various bed and breakfast rooms. You do a number of things with them. This building is so much larger in the inside than it looks from the outside, and there's a lot of right angle rooms and to say all the kind of things that add character to it. This is located in Dunbar, Pennsylvania, which is a very small town in Fayette County. And there's a lot of things going on in this town from the tourism standpoint. They have a tourist train. The bike trail ties into the Great Allegheny Passage. And there's a very active historical society in town, and this is, believe it or not, as bad as it looks. This is a critical building to the success of this town if we can get it all fixed up again. People haven't been in here in probably 6 or 7 years, and it pretty much was left the way it was. And as you look outside to the street, this is a rare opportunity for us to get inside of this building to see what was going on, to see if there is an opportunity to do something with it. I believe that there is, in that, there's a lot of trash that would have to be moved out. I don't know if you can see this, but this was the general storeroom at one time. The tin ceilings are still in place, and good solid wood floor still. I mean, the floor hasn't caved in or anything like that. As I said, there are roof leaks and things of that sort, but that's what you would normally expect to find on a building. This was built in 1901, and it was a general merchandise store up into about the 1950s. And it's like one of the more bad leaking spots. As you can see, looks like they preserved the plate glass windows in this place, which was nice, so they can be put back in. So I've kind of walked around in a big circle here. I'm going to go outside and kind of give you a tour around the outside of the building so you can see why we find this to be so interesting. Even the windows and the doors are sound. The upper windows have been replaced. We're going to attempt to get the windows and doors painted up this year so that it holds out while we're waiting for someone that might want to take over this gorgeous building. You can see the masonry work's in good shape. The walls are very straight. There's a lot of character all around this building, and you can see that everything's kind of at an angle. So As I say, that adds a lot of character to the rooms, the layout. Walking around the front, one of the things that this building does not have is parking. It's right next to the railroad track of the tourist train that runs by here. I have a picture here of what it looked like in the late 1800s in its heyday. But it was this, it was the store of the town. The town of Dunbar is very small and compact, but it's has a lot of interesting history to it. It's the Central Hotel right there. Small businesses across the way. It's the Beehive Coke Oven project. And over here is the link to the Great Allegheny Passage right next to the Dunbar Historical Society. But this is the Sheepskin Trail that ties into the Great Allegheny Passage about 2 miles down the way near Connellsville, Pennsylvania. So this is pretty much the whole town. So you can see that it's a nice little tourist destination stop with a lot of heritage. And they're looking to save this building before it has to be torn down. Right now there is no owner, and they're looking for someone who can take over the building and perhaps bring back the lower floors to life as some small shops. The upper floors, there's probably the potential of 3 or 4 different apartments or bed and breakfast rooms. I'm sure it would take a lot of grant money and such, but this is the George Swearengen building in Dunbar, Pennsylvania.